Wow, it's hot here.
I know. That's why I asked you if you wanted the umbrella.
I didn't realize that.
It's like fire.
This is
Sitting
must
in
have
fire.
some plastic in it or something. See how it builds up heat? I don't.
Maybe that's how they make
this doesn't build up.
these furniture covers so that they don't get wrecked in the outdoors.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
Anyway.
not unendurable.
I'm wearing a pretty dress, and I could be showing off my fancy bikini, but because it's definitely warm enough today. We're drinking radish juice, daikon radish with a little bit of ginger, very little, and James is having it with the lemon. I'm having my hot lemon and honey here. He doesn't actually care for it, so may as well just down it with the... Oh, that's mine.
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah, yours is I just stuck it in there. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's just if you finish putting that in, I gotta
then you
mix
stir
that
it.
around.
I don't think I really need to stir mine in. It's... I guess it does look like it's stirred better. Well, okay. This is going to be terrible. I might have to pause the camera because I might not be able to keep this down.
You got a lot of ginger in there?
No, it's just, I've never tried daikon radish in a juice before. This might be really awful.
It's not powerful, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's more juicy. Like, it didn't even... Like, when I juiced the horseradish, it, like, the fumes coming off of it were painful. It's actually not bad.
Well, the ginger's not good.
Yeah, but... I mean, after horseradish, I'm a little afraid of everything, but that was not bad.
Yeah, well, after horseradish, it's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I put a little shade on my camera, but I don't know if it'll stay on. It already blew off once. This is our dessert. James is going to have these pretty little oranges because I think he'll like it. I guess you're in a really orange mood today. You have the orange tomatoes going on. And...
The orange socks?
But that didn't stay on.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have orange socks.
I'll have to find something else. We had an exciting morning. The guy was very excited. He was
very upset.
Very upset. Really yelling.
Screaming, crying.
Yeah.
It was more like yelling. It was really
It
bellowing.
was very loud. Yes, he was bellowing. I think that's accurate. But if I wouldn't be surprised if somebody, like, if it was big news, somebody shot up the
someplace
superstore or something. Anyway,
he was wearing a heavy coat. We're not going to mention what color. He was afraid he had some firepower underneath that coat.
Yeah, well, it was.
It's a warm day.
It was interesting though because, yeah, it's a hot day to be wearing coat, and like I'm hot in this. Mm-hmm. Anyway, no, but James was getting fuel, and I was going into the grocery store, and he was coming up. This guy who was upset was coming up really yelling really loud, and I'm kind of accustomed to seeing similar sort of behavior because I live near where people are getting stoned all the time and stuff like that. Although we've noticed lately the neighborhood seems a little bit better. And
thank heavens for the volunteers in the alleys.
Yeah, they've been volunteering to do, they call it patrols.
Well, they are patrols, and
that's
they make sure there's 2 of them.
Yeah, at least.
And well, you've seen more than 2.
Yep, sometimes there's 3.
That's a good idea.
You know what they're coming up against. I mean, some of these people are really twigging out.
Yeah, you'll hear them screaming. But I haven't heard anything like this.
Not like this guy. This guy was very upset. So anyway, I was thinking, when I saw him, I was thinking of going right back, because I walk from the gas bar to the store, and then James parks out in the outskirts, and and I meet him back. And I don't get that many things. Like I got some organic lemons and some ginger, you know, stuff like that. There's some things that we just need. Anyway, I didn't put enough honey in for me. So that, if I'd made James that, he would not have been happy.
Well,
I've tried the hot lemon and honey with him before, and he doesn't care for it. He'd rather not. So that's okay. But yeah, I was when I saw the guy, I was thinking of going right back to the gas bar because I was worried about James. I thought, oh gosh, you know, maybe James doesn't know what's coming up there, and the guy might make a turn and go for James, and who knows what's going to happen. So I was worried about James. And then later on, James told me that he was worried about me. He was thinking about, you know, he was keeping an eye on things and making sure the guy wasn't heading towards the store, right? So it's just nice that to know. It's nice when people care about each other, you know, and also I honestly I was worried about the guy too, because I was thinking what has happened to him and what is going to happen to him, you know, or other people. But anyway, that's going now. I'm going to talk about Grow Your Own Herbal Remedies by Maria Noel Groves, and this is the best herb book of this kind that I have read. So she shows how to make, some books they'll show how to make different things like the lotions and the tinctures and the whatever, and she does. And she has some different things like you make sunblock, yeah, you stick some zinc oxide powder in there in the lotion, and there you have her, right? And she gives you like how much you'll need to get an SPF or whatever, and that's awesome. And but she also has all of this awesome information about I'm not going to read the stuff, my notes from how to make the different things like the double extraction, decoction, tincture method, and da 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 da. I'm not going to read that, and I'm not going to read some of the things like different recipes. Anyway, but so I'm going to just skip a bit, and I'm going to start on page 77. Nutrient-dense herbs. Nettle is one of the safest and most bioavailable calcium-dense plants. Strong nettle tea has more calcium than milk. It contains magnesium and silica. Oat straw has 4 times the vitamin and minerals of oatmeal. Calendula, the blooms have 100 times the carotenoids of a sweet potato. That's crazy, hey? So I'm going to feed you so many calendula flowers this year. Right now my calendula is just little babies. I don't know if it'll all come up, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll have plenty of things come up. And violets, which we did not eat yet. I kept meaning to put them in a salad, and then I was like, I'm not putting them in a salad, so I should juice them because I should at least get, but I missed the flowers, because I wanted to put them in salad because they're so beautiful, right? And what's the point of juicing them? So anyway, but now all I have is leaves. The violet flowering time is past, and so now I have leaves, which they're good too. They're full of minerals, vitamin C, beta carotene. Rose hips. Nothing compares to hips for vitamin C and bioflavonoids. Dog or rugosa roses have good tasting hips. She recommends using chai spices to flavor the nettle oat infusions. So infusions, that's like, we think of herbal tea, right? But herbal tea actually doesn't contain tea, so it's more appropriate to call them infusions, and so she has. So anyway, but that's what she's talking about. So when you hear infusion, think tea, but not, because there's no tea in herbal teas. So anyway, and I thought, wow, that's a good idea, chai to flavor the nettle stuff, because honestly, you know that's not going to taste good. But chai spices, that'll hide just about anything. So, and she gives a recipe for how to do all that. And It says she made note, nutritive herbs bioaccumulate lead and heavy metals from the soil. So avoid growing or harvesting near old buildings and other potentially problematic sites. Get soil test. Now, horsetail lowers arthritis, inflammation and pain, heals gut, has more silica than any other herb. I'm going to go back to talking about the bioaccumulation of heavy metals. Now, if you think about it, this makes sense. Because if an herb has a high mineral content, that is because it's really good at sucking up those minerals, right? So if it's good at sucking up some minerals, it's probably good at sucking up some others too that you might not want in your diet, right? So it's good point she made. Awesome point she made. And she recommends coffee syrup on page 87 that has dandelion, yellow dock, dandelion root, burdock root, nettle leaf. You cook that down and simmer that down in some water, and then you add some molasses, and there you go. Page 100. Adaptogens help the body adapt to stress. Nervines affect nervous system. Most are anxiolytic. Well, it relieves anxiety anyway. That's probably how you pronounce it. Nootropics are smart drugs. Rosemary, ginkgo, for example. Page 105, stress relief plants. Holy basil is an adaptogen nervine that eases anxiety, lowers blood sugar, and decreases food craving. It also decreases inflammation. Go to cola, and I take holy basil sometimes. James has found it around, but I've never grown it. I've never bothered to. I should sometime. Anyway, go to cola. Nootropic, heals nerves. Ashwagandha, I don't know how to pronounce that. Nervine, adaptogen, may grow over 4 feet tall. Harvest roots before frost in first year. Milky oats, the milk contains alkaloids that restore, rebuild nervous, adrenal system. It's a comfort food for nerves when taken daily. Roses. 111, brain booster plants. Go to cola, bacopa. It calms and focuses the mind. Rosemary, lemon balm, it relieves anxiety within an hour. Mint. 117, uplifting plants. St. John's wort works almost as well as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors like Prozac, and may even work better when combined with lemon balm. Expected to take 4 to 8 weeks though before you're feeling chipper again. 2, another herb is mimosa. Works faster and more reliably than St. John's wort, she thinks. I've found St. John's wort is awesome, so if a mimosa works even better, well, lucky if you live in zone 6, because you can grow that there. Holy basil, rose, and lemon balm. 118, lemon St. John's wort blend. So she blends lemon balm and St. John's wort in the tincture. 119, she gives a good mood tincture recipe with mimosa bark and holy basil, lemon balm, motherwort in rose glycerite. And I realized I really should plant some motherwort. 122, relax and restore plants. Motherwort, used daily or as needed for anxiety and panic attacks, especially when stress manifests in the heart with palpitations, tachycardia, and tight chest. It softens those who feel overwhelmed, overworked, underappreciated, and on a rampage, as well as during life's changes like perimenopause. So I need to plant some motherwort, but I'm not on a rampage. I don't think I've ever been on a rampage. That young man today maybe needs some motherwort. It reaches 5 feet tall, so that's an impressive herb. Or maybe shrub. I don't know. Holy basil,
before we go on, I can't imagine you went around.
No, I don't think I could be. Nervine, sedative for anxiety, stress, sleep, and pain. It's specific to those who are only sensitive and irritated by touch, or overly sensitive and irritated by touch, scent, light. So I've had some times in my life where, oh, the migraine's incredible. And maybe I should have had skullcap when that was going on. I don't know. But it says in rare cases it aggravates depression and melancholy. So that's good to be aware of. And lemon balm's another relaxing plant, I guess. 125, Mellow Me Glycerite. So she has a recipe here with holy basil, milky oat seeds, lemon balm, skullcap and passion flower, and rose petals. And it seems really easy to make. So, and sleepy time plants, valerian, skullcap, passion flower, California poppy. Bitter herbs turn on digestion. A lot of different aspects with it. Bitters also encourage liver, gallbladder detoxification. They regulate appetite, improve hormone function, metabolism, and excretion. Examples are artichoke, dandelion, Oregon grapefruit, catnip. Carminatives complement bitters, while bitters cool, carminatives warm. They stimulate digestion, relax muscles, spasms, dispel gas and bloating, ease pain, move stagnant mucus. Mint and fennel families have many carminatives. Example, peppermint, chamomile, lemon balm, fennel. Demulcents soothe irritated, inflamed tissue and become mucilaginous in water, slimy. Marshmallow, plantain. So if you have psyllium fiber, you know exactly what that means. So vulneraries complement demulcents to heal gut. Example, calendula and plantain. Cinnamon is a useful astringent. Astringents bind proteins in damaged tissue together and tone. 135. Diuretics and kidney tonics may indirectly lower blood pressure, edema, and arthritis pains. Parsley, dandelion, nettle, or corn silk are examples. Lymph movers. Your lymphatic system houses your immune system and also cleans the intestinal fluid around the blood vessels and cells. It's closely associated with your circulatory system, but far slower. Lacks a pump. As you move your body with exercise, skin brushing, or massage, the pressure squeezes on lymph vessels and valves to keep things moving. Lymphagogues? I don't know what that word is. Lymphatic herbs improve the body's ability to move and filter the lymph. They include calendula, burdock, violet, alder, and red clover. So eat some violet and calendula and burdock and then get moving. Or massage your loved ones to get the lymph moving. 134. Calendula, bitter, vulnerary, lymph mover, yarrow, bitter, carminative, antimicrobial, astringent, plantain, demulcent, vulnerary, gentle astringent, chamomile, catnip, lemon balm are mild bitters and carminative. Burdock, mild bitter, liver mover, lymph mover. It wouldn't be liver mover. It would be liver detoxifier, I think. But you can look on page 134 to see what I should have been writing down there. Bee balm, oregano, thyme sage, carminative, antimicrobial, elecampane, carminative, warming, bitter, and antimicrobial. 139. Bitter digestive plants, artichoke, catnip, dandelion, chamomile, lemon balm. Carminative plants, fennel, mint, Korean mint, chamomile, dill. 151. Tummy soothers, marshmallow. The roots may not agree with people who have SIBO and FODMAP, fermentable, a bunch of sugars, and polyols reactions. So gas, bloat, diarrhea. Other tummy soothers are plantain, calendula, rose, meadowsweet, which contains salicin and methyl salicylate that decrease inflammation while it heals and soothes gut rather than damage it. Consider it for leaky gut, ulcers, gastritis, and IBD. 152. Gut healing tummy tea. That's plantain, meadowsweet, calendula flowers. 153. To heal leaky gut or other digestive problems caused by overgrowth of pathogenic bacteria, take probiotics and introduce antimicrobial herbs. Backyard antimicrobials are alder, berberines, bee balm, thyme, garlic, elecampane, yellow dock, rose petals, ginger, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, and pau d'arco may help too. 157. Detox forager, dandelion, inulin fiber in the root feeds good gut bacteria. Liver and kidney detox. 2. Burdock, liver and lymph detox. 3. Violet, lymph detox. Violet dissolves non-cancerous fatty cysts, which that might be good for me. I think maybe that's what this is. In between my skin. Maybe that's what, I don't know. But anyway, I have violets. Gotta eat them. Red clover, lymph detoxifier, contains minerals and some phytoestrogens. Yellow dock, liver detoxifier, and encourages healthy bowel movement. Bitter brew coffee substitute. A tablespoon of each. Burdock root, dandelion root, chicory root. Cover herbs with water, simmer 20 minutes, strain, enjoy. So you may as well drink these healthy things that taste like coffee rather than drinking coffee. Because apparently coffee is better taken rectally than orally. Um, 162, immune modulators, amphoteric properties, or trophorestorative. They downregulate an overactive immune system, autoimmune diseases and allergies, while strengthening weak immune function. These herbs prevent infections and improve resistance to bigger issues like cancer. Best taken regularly as tonic. Medicinal mushrooms, astragalus, ashwagandha. Solomon seal, use roots for chronic joint pain. Horsetail maintains joint health and relieves arthritis. Mullein, harvest roots before flower stalk appears. There's a recipe for some liniment that looks good on page 220. 229, heart plants, hawthorn. Use fall berries and or spring leaves, flowers, thorns. 2, rose, linden, and motherwort. 230, hawthorn culture recipe. Blood-moving plants are garlic, rosemary, hawthorn, gotu-kola, and cayenne. Fire cider recipe. I noticed somebody was selling fire cider. It was very expensive at the bulk barn in a jar. But here's a recipe that you can make it yourself in this wonderful book. So it's onion, garlic, ginger, horseradish, hot peppers, turmeric, in apple cider vinegar, and raw honey. And it looks really easy to make. And she uses it as a salad dressing, she says. So that's a good idea. I'm going to try that. Because I have all of those ingredients. May as well try it out. 237, heart tonic recipe. And it has gotu-kola, hawthorn berry leaf flower, rosemary, artichoke, garlic, tinctures, and hawthorn flower essence. And that seems like a good idea. I might just start making that. 241, woman's garden. Lady's mantle, rose, raspberry leaf, red clover, black cohosh. She says avoid ashwagandha if you react to nightshade family plants. So I still am making notes on this. I have to return it quick. But right now I've just started in the back section she has. It's details about every different herb that she's mentioned. And, well, maybe a few others, but I think just the ones that she's mentioned. And, yeah, it's an awesome book. Awesome book! I would definitely recommend it. Everybody should go through this.